Hey, good morning. It's almost time for After GMS.
Hi, mic check. We've been living a new reality, but eventually life will get back to some form of normal. I asked you on Facebook, what are you going to miss?
Hello, I'm checking my microphone. This is a microphone check for.
Good morning, everyone. It is 7:44. We are getting ready. Good morning. It is 7:45 on your Thursday morning. Welcome to After GMS. Thanks for logging on to our Facebook Live and interacting with us. I'm Tracy McCain here in studio, and we're practicing social distancing. So not are we just 6 feet apart, we are like miles apart. Some of us in the same city, others not. Megan Malaris is working from home, as well as Taran Kirksey and Stacy Spivey. So we're going to jump into our conversations in a little bit, guys. But first, let's start with a forecast, Taran, that I just went outside again, and it's still cold.
Still cold, still sunny right now. We'll see the frost that we do have across parts of the area quickly go away through the morning hours with all that sunshine. High temperatures today will end up in the low to mid 60s for Friday. I think we'll see high temperatures in the low 70s. We'll get a little bit windy though, a little breezy today and then a little windy for Friday. So for today, wind gusts up to maybe around 20 miles per hour or so. For Friday, those winds could gust as high as 30, and that's ahead of a couple of rain chances as we go through the weekend. The first one will be from Friday night into Saturday, probably just Saturday morning. And then we'll see a break Saturday afternoon. We're dry Saturday night. We are dry Sunday morning. And really a good chunk of Sunday looks mainly dry at this point. Then we're going to see another storm system move through Sunday night into Monday. And I was just looking at some more data. We'll have to watch that one carefully, okay? We could see some heavy rain with that late Sunday night into early Monday morning. Can't rule out some thunderstorms as well, depending on exactly where that low tracks. So we'll watch that for you. Then it gets out of here, and Tuesday and Wednesday looking fairly dry and pretty nice. By next Wednesday, we'll see high temperatures in the mid 70s. That's a quick look at your forecast.
All right, as you're waking up this morning, let's get to it with a look at your morning headlines. First up, the latest number of coronavirus cases in our state. North Carolina has more than 5,100 cases. More than 67,000 people have been tested. 431 North Carolinians are battling the disease in the hospital, and 117 have died. The Harris Teeter Distribution Center in Greensboro confirms 3 of its employees have the coronavirus. Health leaders say the 3 workers are under the care of their doctors, but did not give any more information. The distribution center is on Distribution Drive, not far from PTI Airport. Harris Teeter says it's working closely with local and state leaders, following all cleaning procedures, and is also following guidance from agencies like the CDC. We've also learned a Greensboro firefighter has tested positive for coronavirus. The fire department says that firefighter is now in quarantine and doing well. The department is taking extra precautions so the virus doesn't spread to other employees. They're disinfecting spaces and equipment that employee used.
Well, speaking of our workers on the front lines, Publix is setting aside time for first responders and hospital staff to shop. Tonight, the store will be open from 8 to 9 p.m. for those workers who are helping to keep our community safe. If you miss out tonight, you can also shop Friday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. Publix Pharmacy will also be open during those times. Well, Governor Roy Cooper says there is a plan to reopen the state, but it won't happen all at once.
rather than an on-off light switch. Think about it more as a dimmer switch, which can be adjusted incrementally. As we slowly bring the lights back up, we have to monitor for troubling signs of a spike in cases that could overwhelm our hospitals.
Well, Governor Roy Cooper says we cannot stay home forever, but in order to safely reopen, he says we need to make progress in 3 areas. 1, testing, 2, tracing, and then thirdly, monitoring trends. Leaders are working on those specifics to address each one. All right, let's get to our conversations this morning. Stacey Spivey is working from home and has our first trending conversation this morning.
Well, good morning, everyone. Do you remember back in school when you had to take the ACT or the SAT? I do. Unfortunately, I would never want to go back to that. But let's just imagine we have to go back to that day because the nationwide test may look a little different for students this year. Amid the coronavirus outbreak, the college entrance exams are being prepared for students to be able to take them possibly at home. And we want to know if you think you'd be able to do this. I definitely think I could. I always study better at home than like in a library or something because I get very distracted by other people and what they're doing, and I'm a social person, so I want to go talk to them. So I kind of had to lock myself in my bedroom to be able to study or do any online tests. So I think that I would have done better if I had this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have done better or not. I'm a very sociable person. I like to say hello, and even though you can't talk during the SAT or ACT test, I just liked being around people. But I will say that I think it would be convenient for kids who, or their parents who are not comfortable with them being in mass populations right now for this opportunity. I mean, you don't want to miss out on such a big thing that can qualify you for college. So I guess, I understand the risk and the reward for both. So Megan, where do you stand on this issue?
Well, I can see myself in this situation. If I had already taken the ACT and SAT in a normal setting, I'd want there to be an even playing field for other students who had yet to take it so that they could be judged on the same criteria and the same rules to be admitted to potentially the same college. So, obviously this is the reality we live in. The world's not always fair. You have to adjust. And as long as there is proctored supervision, either through cameras, on laptops, or one of the other options they were considering, it should be okay. But I think you're going to see more colleges just go ahead and waive the ACT and SAT this year than resort to this.
All right, Taran, how do you feel about it?
I think it's a good option, especially for right now. I don't know if this will continue, as we go into the future, but I think for right now it's not a bad idea. And I'm with Stacey. I focus better at home when I'm in solitude. Like I work better in solitude, and so maybe my ACT scores would have been better if this option was around when I was going to college.
Do you guys? Excuse me. I've been trying to clear my throat. It just won't work. Do you guys remember your SAT scores? I remember mine, but I mean, I don't know if I want to share it, but I definitely remember mine. No, it wasn't that bad. It was like 1380. It wasn't terrible at all. But Stacey, do you remember your score?
Well, so in Arkansas, we actually have to take the ACT to get into school. You look at those tests. So I never took the SAT, even though it was an option. The ACT, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. I think I was like a 26 or 27.
That's pretty high.
I think.
Yeah, that's really good for the ACT.
I think it's like, I did pretty good in school, I think.
What about you, Taran?
My common sense might not always be there, though.
I totally get it.
I'm the same way. No common sense, but I got a 27 too. So yeah, there you go.
Wow. And see, you were ready for NASA at an early age.
Yeah.
How about you, Meg? Did you take SAT or ACT, and what was your score?
We took primarily the ACT in the Midwest as far as the colleges that I was looking at. That was a big thing. We all studied for the ACT. All I will say is I did well, and I got a perfect score on the English section. So I guess that's why I'm a journalist.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we won't ask our math scores. Well, Taran would have aced that, I'm sure. So,
I did better on that one.
So Stacey, there is a question here on our Facebook page. Melissa wants to know, I thought colleges were taking GPAs instead of SATs, ACTs this time. I know that you are did the research on the story. Do you have an answer for her?
Could you repeat that? Sorry, she was confused about what?
Well, she wanted to know if she thought that they were taking GPAs this year for admission and next year for admission. Do you have any information on that?
I would have to do some more research and look into it. What I was reading was they had canceled the SATs for June, I believe, and they were considering this for the fall SATs. The same goes for the ACT. They were looking what to do if schools were to be canceled for the fall semester. That's something, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer right off the top of my head,
and I didn't mean to throw you off there. I was just wondering.
No, you're fine.
But yes, that makes sense because this would be June for fall, and then there's another semester where kids can apply for school. So I guess we'll just keep us updated and let us know what happens.
I will look right now and see what I can find and keep y'all posted.
Oh, okay. A little research while we're talking. All right, Megan, that brings us to you. You have our next conversation this morning.
Yeah, we do. So obviously there will come a time when all of this will get back to normal. We won't be living in fear or in protection from the coronavirus. So I asked you on Facebook, what will you miss most about working from home or staying at home during your state's stay-at-home order? And I got a lot of great comments on this. I heard from Ramona. She said, my alone time just for me and reading. And by the way, if you check my Facebook page, she has some book recommendations as well if you're interested. Dennis said, when things return to normal, I'm going to miss being at home and having that much needed family time. And Leanne said, I'm going to miss hanging out with my husband and my 2 dogs. And finally, we heard from Carolyn, who said, feeling safe from germs. Hopefully everybody's germ consciousness won't diminish quickly. I totally agree, Carolyn. That is one of the things I'm going to miss, is just this extra attention to being sanitary, being hygienic, being germ conscious. I think there are a lot of benefits to that. I'm also going to miss just running out and giving my baby a quick hug and kiss in between newscasts and meetings. That's kind of been a little perk for me, having returned from maternity leave and working from home. What about you?
That sounds really nice. I'm going to think about mine a little bit. Taran, are you going to miss anything from the stay at home if it's lifted ever?
Well, hopefully it will be lifted soon. Honestly, the only thing I miss is going out to restaurants. Other than that, or I guess vacations. Other than that, I really hate that it took something like the virus and what's going on to actually show businesses that your employees can get a lot of their jobs done from home in a lot of industries. And it's 2020, and I just strongly feel that in many industries, the whole notion of going to an office every day is very antiquated and unnecessary. You know, if you can get your job done from home, hopefully after this is all, over with, jobs will at least, or many jobs, many employers, many industries will at least give some of their employees the option to work from home if they do choose that. I know a lot of people like going into the office for, I guess the social aspect or whatever. So hopefully it'll be something that people will at least consider after things go back to normal, because for me, I do enjoy the extra time with my wife, the extra time with my dogs. It's nice to take a break on my back deck as opposed to a break room. The coffee's better, and the bathrooms are pretty nice here as well, if I do say so.
You guys make some really great cases for working at home. I have to experience that at some point. But I got to tell you that you bring up a good point about the family time, because that's less time that you have to spend on the road traveling to work and more time that you have, at home. So that's a really great aspect. Stacey, how about you? Are you going to miss anything if this ever lifts?
I think that I'm definitely going to miss spending more time at home. I'm able to sleep in a little bit, and then once my husband and my dog wake up, I'm able to spend a little bit more time with them. So that's been really nice, and I've really enjoyed it. And also, I found the answer to that question that somebody had on our Facebook page. So this is according to the Washington Post. I did some research, and they said that some colleges and universities have announced that they are going to either end or suspend requirements for test scores as a component of the application process. So I guess that they'd be looking at things like your GPA instead. That's not all schools, though. A lot of the or a lot of colleges, including the 8 Ivy League universities, also like some super competitive schools, still are requiring those test scores, which makes sense.
All right, thank you so much for getting that answer. So that was for Melissa, who asked that question, and then she said that high school students are getting their GPA mandated by the state from March 13th. So she knows a lot about this topic, which is great, and please keep weighing in and letting us know, because you might ask a question that asks us to ask additional questions to get those answers. So we appreciate that. All right, Taran, I can't come up with anything that I'm going to miss about the stay-at-home order, because I guess technically I haven't stayed at home the whole time. I've had to come into work and hold it down here in the studio for the last, I don't know, umpteen days. But I have to say I am enjoying going home to my kids and spending that time with them at home. But in terms of like the stay, I'm just gonna move forward to the forecast.
That's something to look forward to. The weather's nice. Yeah. We have a lot of sunshine out there today. High temperatures will end up in the low to mid 60s. Tomorrow warmer, then we'll see a few rain chances over the weekend. I'm starting to keep my eye on the Sunday night into Monday morning time frame. Still too early to kind of jump too deep into the forecast for that point, but it does look like we'll see some rain around. We'll watch that for you, and then we'll clear out as we go towards middle of next week.
All right, that sounds great. Thanks, guys, for enjoying this After GMS. I had one comment on the Facebook feed that says, I love After GMS. And I wrote back, I'm like, yes, me too. It's so much fun and more relaxed. So keep joining us. Tell your friends about our live stream right at 7:45 every morning. And if not, just get here early for the mic check. Sometimes they're very funny.
especially Taran's.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing, especially Taran's. He always gives us something. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching us on After GMS. We'll see you next time. Take care.